looking here, I'm thinking about what these are in terms of sines and cosines. So I'm even going to start by writing it that because I think in terms of sines and cosines even when I'm plugging in numbers. So this is the same as saying 1 over cosine minus sine of x over cosine of x, right? Okay, so if I plug in pi over 2, cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So this gives me a 1 over 0. Oh, look at that. Minus a 1 over a 0. That's infinity minus infinity. So you know we need to make common denominators so that we can make one fraction to do L'Hopital's because that's our only option of tools. Well, look at that. They're both cosine already for the denominator. So I just have to put them together. 1 minus sine of x all over a cosine of x. So if I plug in 1, I get 0 over 0. Let's take the derivative of the top. That'll give me a negative cosine of x. Take the derivative of the bottom. That gives me a negative sine of x. So then I get a 0. When the two negatives cancel, right? A 0 over a 1. What does that give me? That's just a 0. Let's look at this one. You remember we did something like this where we're looking at e to the 1 over x, right? So let's revisit that. So if I'm looking at x is going to 0 from the positive side of 1 over x, right? Positive side of 1 over, that's infinity, right? So what that's saying is I have e to the infinity, and then if I'm going towards 0 side of ln, that's negative infinity. So it's infinity over infinity. The signs don't matter. All right, now we're ready to do L'Hopital. So I get a 1 over x over, derivative here, I do chain rule. E to the 1 over x times negative 1 over x squared. Let's take the time to simplify. So you know this flips up, right? So I'm going to go slow. 1 over x times negative x squared over a 1. And then e to the 1 over x. Oh, look at that. I see some canceling going on. So I see limit. X is going to 0 from the positive side. I'd be left with a negative x in the numerator and this in the denominator. Okay, so we did figure out that this is infinity down here, right? So what happens if I get 0 over infinity? 0 over infinity, that's just 0. And that's the answer.